Welcome to the Memphis J Motivationals, and I'm your host, Memphis J. Like, share, and subscribe. So, today I am going to be discussing a rather very unique topic, um, and it's about the secrets to happiness. What I intend to do today is to share with us and everyone the key secrets to happiness. Okay, right, get all set. Right, so we're live. We're live on YouTube. Um, Great. So where do we start? What is happiness for a start? So happiness is a state of mind. Quote Memphis J. Okay. So in that statement, in that quote, you can see that happiness is something that is derived, is actually a state of mind. And when you want to break it down a bit more, it's something that it needs to be attained. It's something that you need to actively work towards. So I've got some good news and bad news. The bad news first is it's like the world is not a happy place. And the good news is that happiness is all around the world. And what do I really mean by that though? It's like, so if you're having an expectation to gain happiness from anything else or other than from within yourself, then you're not really going to attain that. And that's why we have a lot of very unhappy people. And it's because, so there's the factors that cause people to be unhappy, there's lots of sadness, you have a loss, you perhaps not getting what you want, or someone has done something to you. So different things can induce that feeling of unhappiness or sadness. But the way to actually go about attaining happiness is by lowering your expectation. In fact, it's having no expectation at all. Because expectation, as you see, is something that can lead to disappointment. But if you have no expectation, then you would not perhaps have disappointment. And let me be clear, I do not mean having no aim, objective, or no plan, or no strategy, or just doing things without properly assessing the consequences. No, that's not what I mean. What I'm trying to say here is that there's no, you cannot rely to gain happiness from outside. Happiness comes from within us. It's a place that we need to go. People always say, a common phrase like, I'm going to my happy place. When they think about or they remember something that they enjoyed, something that they can remember, something that made them perhaps smile, something that filled them with joy from inside. And that is the expression of happiness. And they say, oh, I'm going to go to my happy place because happiness is the place. Again, if you break it down and think about the concept of a place, it's somewhere, it's a location, and you have a location could be where you are right now, or a location could be over there, and that's where you need to be. So you have to take active steps to get to that location, to get to that place. So also you have to take active steps to get to that happy place. That's number one. And number two, is very important to take life one day at a time. Okay, we have a tendency to want to overcomplicate things and over examine or over worry about what's going to happen next week, next month, next year, so on and so forth. Again, to be clear, you need to make plans of what you're going to do, but the source and one of the secrets to happiness is to make daily plans, achieving things daily. So if you want to feel and get to that place of satisfaction, of achievement, which is derived from happiness, a state of mind, is when you've done a lot of things. So during the day, you make simple steps, like I've said before, make a simple list and just cross them off, and just cross them off, and just cross them off. And at the end of the day, you express gratitude for ability to get the things that you've done. And again, that's also another key, which is the third point. This is moving quite rapidly. Is about being expressing gratitude and being thankful. So, have you found if you are helpful to someone, perhaps a stranger, homeless, perhaps a total stranger, and you do an act of kindness that brings happiness to them. So you're taking this action from here to here by lending a hand, and the person on the receiving end receives something that they didn't have, and that causes them to have joy and happiness. And when you're able to, if you're able to, so that's a feeling I'm trying to describe, a feeling of gratitude. And I think that's something that also can is one of the secrets of happiness, to be thankful and to be grateful just for the little things. You're grateful for the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, you may not have done all the things you wanted to do, but you've done lots of things. You would be happy that you've been able to have the ability to complete the things that you plan to do, and that would give you a sense of satisfaction as well. Okay. Number four, um, one of the secrets of happiness is really helping out. It's counterproductive. So if you find yourself in a state of mind where you feel sad about a particular situation, any situation, what I would advise you to do is find somebody else to encourage, and find someone else to make happy. It's quite contradictory to how you're feeling, but if you're able to break that barrier by giving back to someone else, so you're not focusing on whatever was making you unhappy or feeling sad, you're now focusing your activity in your mind and your being, your whole being, into helping somebody else. It could be anybody, a family member, a friend. At that time when you feel sad and unhappy, you need to instinctively, counteractively move to trying to make somebody else happy. Try it. It's one of the well hidden secrets of happiness. By giving up to someone else, you are going to automatically receive back, because that's the law of the universe. I didn't make the law, don't ask me. If you have a problem with that, speak to the man upstairs. But generally, that's not generally. In fact, as a matter of fact, you know, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Okay? So when you give love up to your neighbor, you automatically start loving yourself. See how that works? When you um when you give, you automatically have opened yourself to receiving as well. Okay. Number six, and this one is really quite basic. Just do something that you enjoy. So remember when I talked about a happy place. So a happy place could be doing something that you enjoy. Okay, and we all do have things that we enjoy. It could be going to the movies. It could be having a chat with a friend. It could be listening to some music. It could be drawing. It could be hanging out in a pub. It could be going to a seminar. It could be attending a random Zoom meeting. It's learning new applications like Twitch. You know, exploring things like uh, you know, like any new technology out there, you know, try and do something that you actually enjoy. And I think now you have the opportunity to create your own enjoyment. Do not derive yourself of the things that you're naturally inclined to do that would make you happy. People say that, if you ask the question, what makes you happy? And if you answer that question quite literally, you probably know. by saying, "Oh, when I'm doing this, I feel happy," or when I'm attend whatever it is. But ensure number six, ensure that you do what makes you happy. Get involved in activity that you actually enjoy. It could be anything. So do not let anyone try to put you in a box or try to tell you or try to shoehorn you into where they think you be. Like I said, it's all derived from a state of mind. Okay, happiness is a place that you need to get to, and when you get there, you can choose to stay there. Again, like I said, it is a place, it's a location. So once you get there, what do you have to do to stay there, to stay happy? Okay, think about it in that terms. And to if I give you number seven, so what can you do to stay in a happy place? By maintaining the activities that got you there, by also um, learning and expressing your new desires that you found as a result of being in that place. Because being in a happy place is like a Pandora's box, okay? So once it's open, lots of things are going to come out. For every action, there's a consequence, there's a reaction, okay? So once you're in a happy place now, you've got to maintain that. And you've got to maintain that from within you by focusing on the activities that you enjoy doing, and by doing the things that your heart tells you to do. Okay. And then number seven, and this one can be controversial or maybe not. Have a drink, have some wine if you're old enough, obviously in consenting age. But I'm not going to give you the scientific view of it or the religious view of this or anything, but I think a glass of wine makes the heart merry. Everything in moderation. And if you think about it, really, in back in the again, I'll bring about one of my talks about how the past predicts the future and how history repeats itself. So think about back in the day. You had the good wine from the vineyards. You had people celebrate a lot with wine. And when people were given wine, the soldiers were given wine to make them merry, to induce a feeling of happiness. Okay, it's good for the heart. Again, your mind is where you come out with all of these things. So having a little bit of wine, and that's really a cover it all for whatever else floats your boat. Again, everything like a scale. If you tip it over there, you're gonna be like a drunken sailor and not know where he or she is at, and that's not what you want. Like being in a high sea and sort of like roaming around. No. And also like everything in life is with moderation. But I would strongly encourage as a golden rule number seven to have a glass of sherry and have a glass of wine and relax and understand while you're in that feeling that everything will take care of itself. You don't have to worry about tomorrow. You've done the bit what you can do today. You've been thankful. You've been grateful. You've given joy. You've expressed gratitude. You've extended a helping hand. You've encouraged people, and you've done the best you can do. And you can have a glass of wine and relax, and you can see that the world will be actually quite a better place for you and for everyone else around you. Okay. So, as that said, I'm Memphis J on the Memphis J Motivationals. I hope this is enjoyable to you. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And we are live as we address all of the 360 degrees of life and give you useful hints and tips. Your host, Memphis J. Thanks for watching and catch you on the next episode. Cheers.